B-Monster Laboratory here. Today I'm going to review the Equity by Crosse 31112 Moonlight LED Alarm Clock with nature sounds. You're going to want to check this out. The Crosse Technology reached out and asked if I was interested in reviewing this item, and being a huge fan of their wireless weather station, I thought, absolutely, I'm interested in reviewing it. So what they did was they sent out a free sample for me to review. Let's begin. This is the Equity Moonlight Alarm Clock, and at this point I'm going to go ahead and reset it, and I'll go through the setup and comment on some of the functions and options it has along the way. The reset button is this tiny button right here. Just poke it with something small. It'll reset everything back to as if you first plugged it in. Looking at it, it's white, at least this one is, and it looks kind of like a capsule. It's very sleek looking, and it's got these bulbs here on the side that have LEDs that change color, or they can remain solid. Flip over here to the back. It does come with a 5.5 volt AC power cord. There's also an auxiliary outlet here that we'll talk about, and there is backup battery power. If you just remove the case, you'll see the backup battery power here. It is 3 AAA batteries, and if your power goes off, it won't reset your clock, or if you want to go camping or something like that, you can just rely on the battery power. And it's also worth mentioning that if the AC power is interrupted, the backlight, wake up light, and color change light will not function. The battery backup will keep the alarm and the time running, but you can't use the light features. If you look at the top of the clock here, you've got some buttons. You have the reset button that I just used. You have the nap and down arrow button. Over here you have the display dimmer and the up arrow button. And once you're into a menu, these are the buttons you're going to use to cycle through some of the options. Here you have a sound button and a sleep button. Here you have a snooze button and mood light. And over here we have a button that controls the first and second alarm, and then our set button. Once you select what you want, you hit set, and so those are the buttons that are on the top there. The speaker is in the back right here. So the first thing we'll do here is set the time. The time is 1:04, not 12:04. So I'll go into set, and now my minutes and hours will be blinking. You can press up and down for 1 minute changes, or you can hold down or hold up, and it goes a lot faster. So I'm going to change it to the current time, which is 1:04, almost 1:05. There, 1:05. Hit set. Now, do you want it in a 24-hour or 12-hour format? And you select that by pressing the arrows. I'll use the 12-hour format. Hit set. And how long do you want the snooze to last? Do you want it to last 5 minutes, or do you want it to last 60 minutes? You can also go anywhere in between by just pressing up or down arrows. I'll keep it at 5. That is the default. Hit set, and now we have our time. Now if you decide that you want to drift off to sleep with nature sounds playing, what you do is you press the sleep button here, sleep, and then you'll hear the nature sounds. But first we're going to set the timer of how long we want this to go on while we're falling asleep. Do we want it to play for 10 minutes while we're falling asleep? 15, 30, 45, it goes all the way up to 90 minutes. But you can also turn it off here. But I'm going to set it for 5 minutes. Then we're going to go to sound, and we can cycle through all the different sounds. N1 is bird sounds. N2 is forest sounds. N3 is waterfront. N4 is rain or storm, and then it goes back to N1. So you have 4 nature sounds that you can fall asleep to. So now if you set your nature sound that you want to fall asleep to, you can set the volume that you want your clock to be at, and U01 is the lowest. It's got a middle, which is U02, and a high, which is U03. I will set it at U01 because it is kind of loud. At this point, if you want to add light while you're going to sleep, you can press the mood light button, and it'll give you an option of setting the brightness of the light. L15 is the brightest, and L0 is the least bright. So I will set it at L15 just for this demonstration. And if you want to add color to the light, press it again, and it will cycle through all the different colors. I believe there's 6. And if you just want a solid color instead of color changing, wait for your favorite color to pop up like blue, hit the mood light button again, and it'll stay a solid blue. So you can fall asleep to a solid blue color. And then here we'll hit set. It is 1:17. Hit set again. You just cycle through all the stuff that you previously set. And then now the sleep session, the sleep function is active. After 5 minutes of hearing the waterfront and having the blue light on, everything will shut off, and then you'll theoretically fall asleep. If you set it and you decide that you don't want to fall asleep to this, all you have to do to cancel it out is hold down the sleep button, and it goes back to normal clock. Well, we also have an option to take a short nap with the beep alarm at the end of the timer. And when you take a nap, it's just going to allow you to fall asleep for a short period of time. Now you have an option of listening to nature sounds while you fall asleep during this time. And if you do, you're going to hear the beep sound over top of the nature sounds when time is up. You don't have to listen to the nature sounds during your nap. It can be quiet. You can shut that part off. But at the end of your timer, you're going to get the beep sound. That's what will wake you up. So to set nap, we hit the nap button up here, which is also the down arrow. And how long do you want to take your nap? You want to take 5, 10, 15. This is how you cycle through it. Just pressing this down arrow button. There's 60 minutes. There's a 90-minute nap and off. But we'll set it for 5 minutes. You can also add sound to your nap by pressing the sound button, like I just said. And you can cycle through those different sounds by pressing the sound button, but we're going to turn those off. And we'll go back here to press set, and that is just our time. You can cycle through all that. And now we have a nap for a time of 4 minutes left. So the nap is ready, and after 4 minutes you'll hear the beeping, and then you just get up and hit the sound button to shut it off. Now the 5-minute nap timer is up, and that is the beep that you'll hear. In order to stop it, just press sound, and it'll go back to regular clock. Now if you just want to turn the mood light on, you hit this button right here. That is for the mood light. And it'll ask you how bright you want your light. L15 is the brightest. And then you can either hit set or just let it stay, let it blink, and then it'll automatically go back to your clock. And you'll have this solid white light. It's kind of like a night light. If you want it to color change, hit that mood light again. And now it'll start off green or white or whatever, and it'll start cycling through all the different colors. If you want it to stop at a color that you like, such as green, like it is now, I will hit the mood light again to keep that burning solid. And if you want to turn it back off, just hit that mood light again, and it will shut off. Now because this clock does have a dual alarm, my wife and I can set different times to wake up. And we previously set snooze by hitting the set button, setting the clock and the format and all that, and then so we selected 5 minutes snooze. It'll be 5 minutes snooze for alarm 1 and alarm 2. Also, we previously set our sound. When we hit sound, we went in here and then pressed up and down. We selected a nature sound, pressed up and down on the arrows, and we selected our sound. So you don't have to do that when you're setting up your alarm. So now it's time to set up my first alarm, and I'm going to hit alarm, the AL12 button, and the 1 down here signifies that I'm in the first alarm option here. And what time do I want to get up? I want to get up at 6:05, and then so I got that set, and it's AM because I don't see a PM out here. I want to hit alarm again and select what I want to listen to when I wake up, or what I want to wake up to. And here we have the beep button, the BU, and you also know it's that because of the bell. You can press the up arrow and cycle through any of the 4 nature sounds, or you can turn that off, which will shut down your alarm altogether. I want to wake up to the beep, so then I'll hit set, and 1:45 is the current time. And of course you can cycle through all this. If you want to change the snooze for both 1 and 2, you can do it again here before you exit. And now it shows that I have alarm 1 set up at 6:05 a.m. and I'm going to wake up to the beep. Alright, I want to set alarm 2, so then I got to press AL12 and hit it again and again. Now I'm setting the second alarm, and it's indicated by a 2 down here. I want to wake up at 6 a.m. so I'll just cycle up and down using the arrows here. I'll set it for 6 a.m. Then I want to hit alarm again and decide what I want to wake up to. I want to wake up to waterfront, so I'll do N3. I'll hit set again. That's the current time. That's the format. And we'll just do a 5-minute snooze. You can set it to whatever you want, and it's the same across the board. I'll hit set again. Now this says that alarm 1 is waking up with a beep. Alarm 2 is waking up with a nature sound, and they're set for the times that I previously set. Now if I want to wake up with LED light gradually getting brighter and brighter, I can do that for 15 minutes before the alarm goes off, or I can set it to do it 30 minutes before the alarm goes off. And I'm going to do that by holding down the mood light button. Now it says off, and use arrows to select 30 minutes or 15 minutes. I want the light to gradually come on 15 minutes before my alarm goes off. So I'm going to set it at 15, then hit the button again. Now you see the light bulb down here. Now 15 minutes before the alarm goes off, this LED light will gradually come on, and it'll be at maximum brightness by the time the alarm goes off. And say it's the weekend and you want to turn alarm 1 and 2 off, you have to press the alarm button. Now we're in alarm 1, press it again, and then select off, which takes away the bell, and then select alarm again. Now we're in alarm 2, that's the time, hit it again, the alarm button. Now we're in the sound option. We're going to take it down to off. This is off for alarm 2, hit set, you can cycle through this, and then now there's no alarm. And we can also get rid of the wake up light here as well by holding that down and turning it off. So I will say that this clock gets pretty bright. At the highest setting, it is very bright. It'll lighten up a good portion of your bedroom. So what you can do here is hit the dimmer button, and that'll knock back that backlight a little bit. And you know, if you like the bright, you can keep it like that. It's almost like a night light. Also, when you wake up in the morning and it's on the full bright LED lights on the side, that lightens up a good portion of your room, so you're not stumbling and fumbling across the room to turn off the alarm. Also, if you sleep with this on the nightstand beside your bed, you might not want it that bright. You might not need it that bright. So just knock it down a little bit to duller brightness. I'm sure it'll be fine, and that's what that button right there is for. Don't forget about the option to play music through your clock. If that's useful for you, I think it's a pretty neat option. I've got a 3.5mm male-to-male auxiliary cable here, and I'm going to plug it into the clock, and I'm going to plug the other end into my computer. When you plug a device into your clock to play audio, you have to adjust the volume using that device. You can't use the volume control on the clock. Speaker's right there. And you can hook up your phone or any MP3 player to this. And you control it on your computer or on your device. Down to 0 and all the way up pretty loud without distortion. So overall, I do like this clock quite a bit. Some of the things I do like about it, I like the fact that it has dual alarm. I've had so many clocks in the past that just have one alarm, and this one you can set with independent times. I think that's really nice. I also like the fact that it is loud. For some people who have this on the nightstand near their head, maybe it's a bit too loud. But like I said, I keep mine across the bedroom on a chest of drawers, and it's cranked up when I use it. When I wake up, I mean business, and this clock gets me up in the morning. But I thought, what would I do if I were a sensitive sleeper and, a light sleeper, and, I wanted something a little less loud? Well, that's why the past couple days I've used this tape. I had tape right over the speaker here. You can't really see it. And if you go back and look in the video, I had it on during the video. You can't really see it. And it muffles the sound just a little bit, but it doesn't distort it. So it's kind of nice. Some people don't want to put tape on their speaker. Some people don't want to put tape over the speaker of their clock. I understand that, but this clock is perfect for people like me who need something loud to get them going in the morning. And this is perfect. I also like the backlight with the large numbers. It makes the large numbers easier to see. Not that they're difficult to see anyway because they're so big. And I like the fact that you can brighten it up or dim it down. If you're familiar with any of my videos, you know I love LEDs. I love using the LEDs in Arduino circuits. So it's no surprise that I'm a big fan of the LED bulbs here on the side of this clock. I think it's really neat. I've never had one before, so it's one of my favorite things about it. So overall, I think it's a great clock. I like it, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to review it. Well, that's all I've got for now. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about this clock in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, click that thumbs up. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Until next time, take care.